sides and use the computer lab across the hall. We'll lead off first with comments from Coach Swinney before opening to questions. So, Coach, when you're ready, take it away.
Oh man, what an amazing game! Congratulations to y'all for hanging in there. First of all, it's a lot of endurance by the media. Holy cow! We got here, I guess, about 1:30, and it's like an 8-hour day. It was crazy. Never, ever. I entered college in 1988, and I have never, ever experienced a game like that. We had a big delay. I think it was back in '09 when we had that Boston College delay. But I've never come out and had to do a half, like finish a half and then go right into the third quarter. It was really a crazy day. But man, what an unbelievable effort, by our guys. Super proud of our team. First of all, congratulations to Georgia Tech. I mean, those guys fought their tail off. And I said that all week. I told our guys that. I said that, you can just see the effort, and that's a reflection of the belief in what, they're doing with Coach Collins and his staff. And listen, man, we're going to get everybody's best shot, and that's something that we've earned around here. But man, unbelievable effort by our guys, tremendous heart, we're getting better, but we're still a work in progress. And tonight was an incredibly strange game, unbelievable situations that came up in the game. Offensively, they absolutely lined up in nothing that we prepared for. They decided that they were going to just play all odd double cloud and, play corners up, play overhangs, and make us go everything in between the tackles and give us the opportunity there to do that, and just not let us have the big play. That was just kind of like that was what they were going to do. And, we only had 8 possessions, first of all, and 6 of the 8 were 8 plays or more. 3 of them were 12 plays or more. But we got very few points. We just, and I think that was, again, a philosophy. Let's just make them keep snapping it and see if they can finish the drives. And we did a poor job of finishing it. Obviously we get a critical down situation. We fumble the ball. We're continuing to put the ball on the ground way too much. That's a area that I was really concerned with coming into the game. We put the ball on the ground last week about 4 times. So we got to improve there. But, I'm proud of the team and the staff for the adjustments that we were able to make at halftime and what we were going to have to do to win the game. I mean, this is just the way we're going to have to win the game, and there's not going to be any other way to do it. And we were able to get it done. We only had 3 possessions, I think, in the second half. That was it. And, the turnover was critical. Because, again, if that's your philosophy and you're putting long drives together and then getting no points, it's a double-edged sword. It was frustrating from that standpoint, but, man, I thought our guys, we were 9 of 15 on third down. Again, sustained drives, just did not, finish like we needed to. And, again, the biggest disappointment was, the ball being on the ground. But super proud of DJ and, what he had to do in the second half to lead the team, how we had to play. I think we had very few negative yards in the game. And, one of them was on a screen. We got to hit it up inside. And another one, we tried to bounce one outside. And, other than that, we didn't really have many negative plays. But proud of DJ, Will Shipley. Obviously disappointed right there at the end. The ball got on the ground. But, man, what an effort by that kid. But we did just enough, to complement the run. But they just, had a philosophy tonight that that's how they wanted to play us, and give them credit for that. But again, our staff did a good job of making the adjustments, and this is what we're going to have to do to win this game. And proud of DJ and again Shipley, I thought did a heck of a job. But the name of this game is points, and when the other team can't score, you're going to win a lot of games. And so really proud of our defense. First time since 1950 that we've had 3 opening games without a score. So, man, just an unbelievable effort. There's going to be a lot of things on tape that we got to clean up. I thought some fundamental stuff. Obviously, DJ with the fumble going to the left, the ball's in the right arm is something we've been trying to coach him out of. Talked about it last week, and it cost us. You get the ball out, and all the defense is there, and it was a critical fundamental deal that we got to fix. And then defensively, they got outside of us too many times where we were coming inside and trying to make plays. We had 4 sacks and should have had a few more if we stay on the upfield shoulder, if we leverage the ball properly. So there's a lot of good things we can learn defensively too. But some fundamental things that we can correct. But 8 tackles for loss. I mean, Brian Brzee was awesome. Really proud of him. Levante Bentley had to step in literally right after pregame. We find out that Balin's not going to be able to go. He had a little flare-up inflammation in his knee on Thursday, but thought he was going to be able to go. And then he came after pregame and just said he just didn't think he could do it. So Levante, found out right then he was going to have to go, and I thought he did a great job for us. Brzee was awesome, but, man, how about Skowski? That's what he came back for. And, I mean, he's just – you see his speed, his athleticism, and I told our guys and all those young backers in the locker room after the game, man, that's what preparation looks like. That's what experience and knowledge and preparation is all about. And he was tremendous, just tremendous. I mean, he's the heart and soul over there and really of our team. And just really proud of him and the effort that he had. So many good things. Special teams, we continue to punt the ball really well and cover well. Our kickoff coverage was really good. The onside kick was kind of Murphy's Law, I mean, just like the perfect onside kick. A Joe was right there. The ball's he's trying to bat it out, and he just kind of missed it. It was just, like I said, Murphy's Law. But tremendous effort by our guys. Appreciate our crowd, sold-out crowd, and just everybody that hung in there. Again, a long day. But the goal is to win the game, and we were able to get that done. So excited about that. We'll enjoy it tonight and, get back at it on Monday and get ready for a tough road game against NC State.
Coach, how difficult was it during that 2-hour delay? What did you do to keep the guys engaged? You come back out there and you have a critical 3rd and 2 play, but you were able to hold them to 3 points there. Yeah,
it was crazy. Well, we talked a lot about the situation. I knew I was going to use a timeout right there. I had, I think, 2. I think they had 1. And we talked about, them coming out and maybe having trying to steal a possession with a hard count or something like that. And But anyway, they had a nice little play and got it. And just making sure everybody was aware of the situation that we were going into, that it wasn't the end of a quarter. This was the end of a half, even though we're still out there going to go play. So that was a little different. But, we hydrated. We got a lot of nutrition in us, and few kind of refueled. And when we first went in, they said 30 minutes. And so we didn't think we had a lot of time. We normally get like 20, for halftime. So we didn't think it was going to be that much. And then, I don't know, we got in there for 10 or 15 minutes or something. They come out and say, well, it's going to be 6 o'clock or whatever. And then it was 6:45. And so we met as a group, and then we broke up individually. And, but they were able to, just kind of get comfortable, take their shoes off and stuff like that, and just get themselves in a comfortable situation. And again, we made the adjustments. We met a lot as coaches to take advantage of the time on what we needed to do, especially offensively and how they were playing us and what we needed to do to give them a chance to go win the game. And we stretched just tried to keep them engaged. And then we got a plan to be able to go out because they were going to give us a 10-minute warning and what we needed to do when we got out on the field as far as a stretch and just kind of a mini pregame situation to get them ready. So it was, like I said, never really been a part of that, but proud of our guys and again, to hold them out of the end zone, 3 weeks in a row. But where we got to get better is taking care of the football, because we've scored for the other team 3 weeks in a row. And, putting our defense in a bad spot. I almost took the safety anyway. I really contemplated that. That was something that really thought about snapping it to DJ and taking a slow safety there and running around a little bit, and then maybe leave them, 3 seconds or 4 seconds. But we decided to hand it to one and run it out, and we hard counted, thinking, got nothing to lose in that situation. If they jump off, you get 5 yards. If they don't, we'll take a delay and it moves, an inch. So it was kind of a good time to take a shot at that. But it worked out. We're fortunate. Again, the ball gets on the ground. Shipley came up with it, and they said he recovered it in the end zone, so that's a safety by rule. So, like I said, there was about every type of situation you could think of tonight. So it was crazy. We challenged the call. We thought the ball had touched the ground, but I guess we couldn't. It stood, so I don't think there was a good enough angle to really, I guess, overturn that. But that was a critical play in the game. But again, the guys just kept fighting and found a way to get it done.
What was the thought process on going from the gun there on?
Well, that's just what we do, and that's what we've always done. And we definitely thought about going under, but we got a young quarterback who we just went with what we're comfortable with, and we had a good play. It's not like we didn't have a good play. We just dropped the ball. So it doesn't matter if you're under center or what. If you drop the ball, you put yourself in jeopardy. So.
Coach, how did you see that targeting call on Simpson? And I guess the bright side of that is it occurred just before halftime, so we'll have him next week at NC State.
Yeah, that's the only positive there. It's a bang play, and I didn't get to see it like the replay people see it, but I guess that's what it was.
Dabo, when they're playing that coverage where they're dropping 8, is the key there to get them out of that to try to establish the running game?
Yeah, you got to run the football. You got to run the ball.
How do you feel like you guys did in that?
We did good. Like I said, we just didn't finish, and that's, they're just kind of making us put drives together, but you got to finish. You got to come away with a field goal or a touchdown, and if we get 10 more points, that game's over in a game like that. And so now you're taking time off the clock and not getting points. That's a double-edged sword, and just frustrating, But we did what we needed to. Like I said, we didn't have negative plays. We moved the ball well. We had some. DJ was outstanding. He had some big physical runs. Shipley was. I don't know what he had a lot of dirty yards, man. He was 4.2 a carry. DJ was 5.8 a carry. I'd say we did pretty good. So, we did what we needed to do to win the game. We just are doing a poor job taking care of the football. And then we didn't finish. Again, 8 possessions, only 3 in the second half. And 3 of our drives were 12-plus plays. 9 of 15 on third down. So, we were very efficient in keeping ourselves on schedule. But when you don't come away with points, it's exhausting to play that way. And if you come away with points, you're in good shape. We had the same situation, similar against Virginia Tech last year. If you remember that, they were huddling up and really trying to milk it on both sides, and but we finished drives with points against them. And when we finish drives with points in that type of game, then it works against you, against the other team. Tonight it kind of helped them because we did not finish, and penalties, we had critical penalties, critical balls on the ground. Obviously the turnover. That's a huge possession right there. So again, fortunate to win the game, but I do see us getting better. I see us getting better. We're a work in progress, and found a way to win tonight. But this is the type of game that we can grow from, and I don't have any doubt that we will.
Coach, you mentioned Bentley. It seems like he's kind of been gradually working towards this. Not the first time we've seen him play well, but just how much can a game like this mean for his confidence going forward? Yeah,
same thing. Just shows preparation. That kid is he's such a great kid and such a team guy. He's the epitome of all in. And he redshirted, back up as a redshirt freshman, kind of getting better. And, man, he's been grinding. Then Skowski comes back, and, it's like, he's kind of had to be patient. But, that's what it's all about. Your opportunity shows up, and you go out there, and, he's got, 13 tackles and a sack and 2.5 tackles for loss. And, just incredible. But that's a credit, for him and how he's prepared. He is an incredibly committed young man to this program. And I'm really, really proud of him. He was tremendous.
Did you see some evidence of this offense sort of growing up in some of the fire that you saw in the fourth quarter?
Oh,
DJ,
yeah.
Justin, and Will?
Oh, well, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what's so frustrating is we didn't really get enough reward for what I was seeing. But it's coming. Listen, we're kind of who we are right now. We're young on that side of the ball, and we've got some guys that are going through some growing pains. We got, a few growing pains going on in a couple spots, but you got 3 phases, and obviously we're kind of led by our defense right now, as we knew we would be, but we took some steps forward today, and again, it might not necessarily be some things that make people go wow and see, but I see. And it's a lot of things that I saw tonight that we can really build on, teach from, and grow from. But again, that's just what we needed to get done tonight, and how we had to go win the game, and hopefully we can grow out of turning the ball over and some of these crazy penalties, and just finish some of these drives. But to show what we could do running the football. And what DJ's capable of doing, man, he's a load. And, he ran with some freaking toughness and a lot of heart. And, when you can run the ball with Shipley the way we did, and then also be able to get an extra hat and put that big quarterback in the mix, and his confidence in how he ran tonight, I think that'll serve us well, as we move forward.
Using DJ in that power run game, was that opponent specific, just doing what you needed to do tonight? Or is that something you guys want to incorporate?
Well, we always, have run our quarterbacks, but that's what we had to do to win the game. Again, just their style of play and, how they were, the structure of their defense tonight, that was the weakness. And, I guess they just didn't either think we could do it or would do it consistently. So proud of our guys for doing what they had to do to win this game.
Coach, I thought Justin Ross really asserted himself as a leader tonight, making big plays and literally carrying defenders on his back at one point.
Yeah, how about that? Unbelievable. Ross had a great game. It was a hard fall. It was hard to find, plays with how they were playing. And we missed a couple. What was DJ? DJ was 18 or 25. He missed 3 throws. He missed 3 throws that I can remember. He missed a bang 8. He was pulled it a little soon. Needed to just squeeze it a little bit. He missed a back shoulder ball, and he missed a corner route. He threw it high. It needed to be flat. And if he hits those, 21 or 25. He was much better. Made a great play to Ngata. So we did enough in the past game. But Ross was awesome. He kept us on schedule a couple times. Great job on that 1 3rd down. Are you kidding me? This guy's got, I think the whole team was hitting him. It was amazing. And again, we had a couple of those type plays. DJ had one where we were, just that extra effort. And that's what I love as a coach. I love seeing that will to win and that heart and that character. That's what I saw tonight. We got a lot of mistakes. We got a lot of things that we can, when we watch the tape, we're going to just, oh my gosh. And so many situational things that we had to deal with in the game. But we won the game. And, we finished the first quarter. Good teams get better, and we've got a lot of room for improvement, but we're making improvement. And I think, again, to win a game like that tonight will help us.
Dabo, at the risk of sounding a little basic, but when your growing pains are in season and you have a game again in 7 days, just how do you get out of them?
Just keep playing, go back to work, practice and study. And everybody goes through that. There's not anybody out there that's, probably not having some. There's some teams that are more experienced on one side of the ball. We don't have a lot of growing pains on defense, but we did the last couple of years to get to where we are. You know, it's just the nature of kind of who we are right now. You know, we got a true sophomore right tackle. We got a new center. We got new backs. We got a new quarterback. We got a true freshman at left guard. You know, so I mean, it's just learning, just gaining experience as we go, and coaching them. You know, just teaching and coaching and evaluating and then going back to work. So that's just kind of the way it is.
That would seem like defensively guys were kind of cramping some down the stretch, and other guys just came in and stepped up. I think Barrett Carter was in, like
Yeah.
Keith McGuire and some of those guys.
Yeah.
What did you see from the depth?
Well, you saw our depth tonight, you know, and we're very fortunate to have good. I mean, again, you got a guy like Baden Spector that is out, and the guy who goes in for him has, you know, 13 tackles. So there's not many teams out there that have that. And the way we're able to roll the guys in the defensive line, I mean, those young talented guys that we have when we needed some freshness out there, you know, it just again shows the depth. We have a lot more depth functionally on defense, a lot more experience, and they're playing that way. And then offensively, we got some youth, and you got to just play through it. You got to grow. I wish it was just perfect every time we went out there and we did everything just right, but you know that's kind of where we are right now. But we're getting better, and if we can just keep learning, keep showing up, keep preparing, keep fighting, and get a little better fundamentally, and stop kind of shooting ourselves in the foot, you know, when it comes to these turnovers and the ball being loose and you know, critical penalties, you know, we'll be where we need to be. We're building a good foundation, but it ain't gonna get no easier, you know, to go on the road this week. It's first time for this group. Now you got, you know, again, you got a lot of people that haven't played with crowd noise on the road, you know, like you have this week where it's all against you. Obviously the Georgia game, it was kind of half and half. You know, so the operational procedures and things like that, that's an area we're going to have to work really hard on this week.
How do you think Nolan played in his return from McCray?
Well, he looked like he played well, you know. I mean, I'll have to watch the tape to give you a real accurate answer, but, you know, I mean, I didn't notice him for anything bad. You know, he's an incredibly smart player. He's always in the right position, and, you know, just really great to be able to get him back. And then the guys that were able to play those first couple games to get the experience they got, that's going to pay off for us as well. And then Makuba, he just continues to get better. Made a couple big plays tonight. Really proud of him.
What do you think about Skowski there, particularly on that goal line stand y'all made?
Yeah, I mean, he's just, as I said earlier, he's the heart of our team, heart of our defense, and he's just so smart. I mean, that's just a reflection, you know. We called a timeout there because, you know, I really wanted to make sure we were right with the attached tight end that they had right there. But, you know, we had a good call, but that's just preparation. I mean, Skowski, that's knowledge. And, again, that's what I talked to our young backers about in the locker room was, you know, that's what knowledge does. That's what preparation does. You know, and, again, he's a 6-year player. He is so smart. That play he made on the right side there, unbelievable. I mean, his closing speed, people don't realize how fast he is. He made some great plays. Now, he'll be the first one to tell you, he'll say, hey, I should have made a tackle on the quarterback on the scramble draw a couple times. But, man, what a game. But that play right there in that moment, critical situation, that's knowledge and preparation paying off.
Do you remember the last time you were in this type of developmental stage on offense?
I mean, it's been a little while, you know, where we've had. I mean, the last time we started a freshman in the offensive line, I guess was 16. You know, we won a national championship that year, but we had a little bit more around him. But he ended up starting Pollard, and even Ankrum at some point in that year. We ended up having a freshman starters there, but we had a little bit more experience in that group. But Deshaun was a veteran, you know, in 16. You know, we had a few more veteran pieces, Leggett and those receivers. We had a lot of veteran guys around him, but, you know, this is a little different this year. You know, again, you got a lot of things going on from adjustment to live football, stadiums and all that stuff. I mean, that's a definite part of it. And And then just, again, a lot of new pieces. It's more than just one or two. We got a lot of new pieces. So, we're getting better, and like I said, showed the heart and the toughness that we needed to have tonight to win a game like that. So proud of our guys.
Dabo, with those balls on the ground, how much of that do you feel like is growing pains, or what do you kind of attribute to some of those fumbles?
Well, fundamentals. It's just fundamentals. I mean, again, that's one of the things I went over last week with DJ. He had a nice play last week, and he's going to his left, and the ball's in his right arm, and you expose yourself. You don't have, all you got's the ball. You're exposed, and it's just kind of a little habit for him that we got to get him out of. As opposed to putting that ball over here. Now he's got a hand to kind of protect the ball a little bit. So it's just fundamental. Same thing. I mean, we've had some exchange issues. Last week we had an exchange with Will. We had a drop snap. Critical. We were fortunate there. DJ got the first down, but we just dropped the ball, kind of take our eye off the ball. Ball's on the ground. We fumbled the ball on a big turnover last week. I mean, it's just too much. I mean, we had a receiver put the ball on the ground last week. We've got to, and again, if you bottom line, you get to it, it's fundamental. It's not having the proper 5 points of pressure. It's having it in the correct arm. We got to get better. We got to get better there.
Dabo, did you feel like? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you. After seeing DJ run so much tonight, do you think you'll rely on that more for the rest of the season?
Well, we're going to do whatever we got to do to win a game. That's what we had to do tonight. Whatever we got to do to win the game. I think you got to give Shipley a lot of credit. I think he had 21 carries or something like that, and man, he was tremendous. He gave us the spark, that we needed. And then again, DJ, I thought he had a couple more, but I guess he only had 8 carries, but he averaged almost 6 yards a carry. So very effective for us, and the combination of him and Ship got it done tonight in the run game. And again, just enough to complement it. And if we just finish a couple of those drives, I mean, we got a great kicker. We got an incredible kicker. We just finish with a couple of either a field goal or one of those touchdowns where we're right there in the red zone. It's a different situation. And when you don't, you get yourself in a bind, and then all of a sudden crazy things happen, and fortunate to overcome it.
You think running the ball made him looser? Sort of?
Maybe. I think he really showed a lot of toughness, and I think it was definitely something that he probably needed. Just to have to grit it out, have to put the team on his back, have to make some critical dirty yards, and I definitely think he grew tonight in a lot of ways.
Do you wish you would have could have found a way to get EJ and got in some more touches, or do you feel like with the defense?
There wasn't even going to be many touches outside tonight. Yeah, I'd love for him to touch it, but then if we do that, everybody's like, why didn't we run the ball? Because it's going to be a bunch of incompletions. Because again, it's you got to understand what you're going against, and it's a double cloud. Guys outside, guys over 3 guys deep, and their vulnerability was inside. And they know that, but I guess they didn't think we could sustain it and stick with it and finish the drives. And again, we had a lot of drives, but we shot ourselves in the foot, and it almost paid off. But yeah, I'd love for everybody to get more touches and all that, but the object's to win the game. And what we needed to do tonight was run the football, and we ran it effectively. Just a little too loose with the ball to finish on a couple of the drives, but. Ross had a heck of a game. Frank had one nice catch and had a PI on another target. Ngata had a couple of nice plays as well. Big one over on their sideline late in the game there. I guess that was fourth quarter. That was a big play for us, big conversion. And so we did again, enough to keep the ball moving. 9 of 15 on third down. You're doing a lot of good things. But, again, the name of the game is points. We need to get more. Fortunately, they didn't get many and couldn't score a touchdown. And that's the difference in the game. We got enough to win it.
has Shipley shown you enough to be the number one back at this point?
Well, I mean, we'll again, it's one game. We'll go back and watch the tape, and we'll kind of, assess everything and see where we are this week. That's what we do every week. But obviously, we have a lot of confidence in him. I mean, he kind of, and again, we're going to have games where somebody's going to get the hot hand. That's going to happen with the backs that we have. And tonight, he was the guy that kind of got the hot hand and kind of sparked us, and we rode him.
We'll take a couple of questions from Zoom if anybody has one. All right, you have as many questions from
Zoom gave up about 4 hours ago. He said, "The heck with it." All right, thank you all.